That's awesome!
Gotta thank Shadowhunter for the clean pay-per-view intro for our fourth pay-per-view overall, but our second live pay-per-view, where the one night where we go extreme.
This is why you watch Smackdown.
Wow, I try my best. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is the Osnator, and welcome back to another episode of WWE 2K22 MyGM Mode, episode 20, which means we are on Extreme Rules. And of course, it is our pay-per-view, which means I am joined by the commissioner of Smackdown. We have Shadowhunter. Shadow, how are you doing this evening?
I am doing very well, mate. I'm looking forward to tonight. Got some star-studded matchups on SmackDown. On Raw, I'm not too sure if they are considered star-studded. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be a great show. And we're going to see some more people running on the spot.
Interesting, very interesting. Listen, it's a B pay-per-view. I'm not looking for stars. I'm looking for match quality. And I think we're going to get that tonight at Extreme Rules. We have Deshaun in the house. What's up, Deshaun? So, we're going to unveil our match cards, and we're going to get right into it, because it's not going to be like SummerSlam. We're not showing 3 matches each. We're going to be showing 2 matches each, because it's a pay-per-view. And I am actually going to share my screen, and we're going to start showing off the match cards for this evening, or at least this evening's specialities or festivities. I just want to let everybody know, again, this is being done through SharePlay, so this is going to be very jittery, and there's going to be kind of a lag, because SharePlay is really weird. So I apologize for the quality drop compared to the actual GM Mode episodes, but I'm hoping that the matches themselves will be enjoyable, and our commentary will be fun. And just overall, I hope everybody has an enjoyable time, because I think we're going to have an enjoyable time. We might lose our voices depending on what happens. And yeah, I think that's all I got to say about Extreme, or at least my side of things. Shadow, what about you?
Well, I've got a lot of bones to pick on with some of my superstars. But, as we've seen on Twitter, I might have been able to have made a deal with the devil, as per se, because we've been talking back and forth privately over the last couple of days. And with Survivor Series coming up in the next couple of pay-per-views, we are obviously, whilst we can't do it in actual GM mode, we are going to be having our own 4 versus 4 traditional Survivor Series males match. And I've already got my captain. It's very early on, but a deal with the devil doesn't wait. And my captain is Seth freaking Rollins, baby.
Which, it's going to be very interesting, because Seth Rollins could sabotage your team. So, we don't know. We don't know, man. This is Survivor Series going to be crazy. We actually have a lot of crazy plans going into our just over the next few episodes. You know, we'll probably have like a Royal Rumble. We'll have an Elimination Chamber. We're gonna have Money in the Bank.
We're going to have a little bit of everything here and there, you know?
Exactly. So, guys, I want you guys to stay tuned for that. But now, let's get into Extreme Rules. And now, Shadow, you're going to be very interested on why these matches are happening, and hopefully they're done really well. First up, we have the new Raw Tag Team Champions. We have the number one contender, Murphy, who will be getting his championship opportunity in 5 episodes at episode 25. And also Finn Balor, who is actually a semifinalist in the Gold Rush tournament, or the number one contenders tournament for the WWE Championship, going up against Heavy Machinery. This match... God, my voice is broken.
Nice.
God, this is not a great introductory to our first match. This match is happening because Imperium lost the Raw tag titles to Murphy and Finn Balor because of Jeff Hardy interference, which is why a later match is happening in our third match. But Murphy and Balor, they got to defend the titles because it's the pay-per-view, and what better team to defend it against but Heavy Machinery and Otis and Tucker. Shadow, I gotta ask you, because this is a tables match, who do you think the stipulation actually kind of favors?
Oh yeah, Tucky! Yeah, Heavy Machinery, I think. I think the size of these men compared to Balor and Murphy is very big. I mean, Tucker and Otis in Heavy Machinery are very large men. Balor and Murphy, I think, are like 430 pounds combined. So I think weight is going to be a very big factor into this. But I wouldn't be shocked to see a coup de grace through a table from Finn Balor to get the win.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I see, really, no matter who wins or loses here, I feel like Murphy and Balor really don't have much to lose other than the tag titles, because Balor could maybe get a WWE title opportunity if he wins the tournament, and Murphy's getting his championship opportunity in a few episodes. So I'm kind of curious to see if Murphy and Balor can retain, but also I just want to reiterate, Ricochet and Jeff Hardy and Imperium do have title rematches, but they're going to wait until after the tournament is done before they decide on if they want a rematch or not. So, with that being said, we are going to simulate, and we're going to see who wins the Raw Tag Team Championships here. Yeah, Murphy and Balor retain. Ooh, 3.5 star to kick us off. Very good start here for Monday Night Raw. You love to see it.
I did say don't be shocked to see a coup de grace from Finn Balor through a table.
And now, at least their title run's not going to be very short, at least. It's going to go on for a little bit, hopefully. And just a little announcement, next episode of Raw will be the first semifinal match, and I think it's going to be Finn Balor versus Alexander Wolf.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is going to be very interesting. And next up, we have a self-promo from Gunther. Gunther is doing a self-promo here. He's also in the semifinals in the WWE Championship tournament. He'll actually be taking on Robert Roode. And Gunther is just cutting a self-promo saying how his loss last episode against Balor and Murphy is just a minor misstep because he's going to hold both championships by the end of this. Now, is it true? We're going to have to find out. And a good promo from Gunther. So, Shadow, I gotta ask you, what do you think of Gunther's progress on Raw? Do you think he has what it takes to become the number one contender?
I think you're not utilising him enough, mate. Put him in the tag division is a bit of a crime. But you've now realised his talent, and you finally put him in the big picture.
That is true, but the only reason why I put him in the tag division was because there's no other Imperium members there, and I wanted to pick up Gunther. So that's why. And now we got Keith Lee versus Robert Roode in an Extreme Rules match for the... Well, it's not really anything. It's just an Extreme Rules grudge match. Basically, this match is happening because these two have been feuding over the last number of weeks. They actually wrestled in a tournament match where Robert Roode actually won, and Keith Lee, who's having a bit of a doubt, like hasn't had the best of GM modes, is looking to get back into winning ways. He actually did beat Robert Roode a couple of weeks ago, so this match is kind of like the rubber match. So I'm also going to add a little something to this match. If Keith Lee can beat Robert Roode, and if Robert Roode wins the tournament and the WWE Championship, hypothetically, then Keith Lee will be the first one in line for a championship opportunity. So I got to ask you, Shadow, in an Extreme Rules match, who do you think has more to lose here, Robert Roode or Keith Lee?
It's a very tricky one to predict who's got more to lose. Because, I mean, if Keith Lee wins, then he's got something to... Well, he's got a promise from you, and if you break the promise, Keith Lee will spirit bomb you through the Earth's core. So I think Keith Lee has more to lose. I mean, if Bobby loses this match, it doesn't really do much for him except for maybe stump his momentum. But Keith Lee, now you've made that promise, he's got a lot more desirable qualities to this match, but except from getting one over on Bobby Roode in the rivalry.
That is true. But if Keith Lee wins and Robert Roode loses the tournament, then Keith Lee doesn't really get a championship opportunity. So it's like it's a very complicated situation that I kind of made. But you know what? It kind of adds some intrigue to this match, and I'm kind of intrigued to see how this is going to turn out. So who is going to win this match here? Keith Lee gets a big win. Holy crap! 4.5 star.
But it's in your mid-match, so I'm kind of okay with that.
It is all right, but I have a feeling, though, that that's a very, very solid start to Extreme Rules for Monday Night Raw. Keith Lee gets a big win over Robert Roode. So I think Keith Lee could get a WWE Championship opportunity finally. But again, we just got to wait and see on how everything's going to turn out in a tournament, whether it be Robert Roode or Gunther. And Ricochet is now cutting an advertising promo because we had nothing for Ricochet to do on this show. So Ricochet is just cutting an advertising promo. He's advertising our next big pay-per-view because Ricochet, sure, but why not? It's Ricochet.
Suck.
And good promo. We got some money we got a little bit of money. Next up is Jeff Hardy versus Alexander Wolf. These two guys have a lot of history in the Raw Tag Team title division and just in general singles action. These two teams have been, well, Jeff Hardy, Ricochet, and Imperium were feuding for the Raw Tag titles for quite a bit. And Jeff Hardy and Ricochet actually lost the tag titles. They were supposed to have a rematch at Extreme Rules, but Alexander Wolf and Gunther got a little cocky, a little arrogant. They put the Raw Tag titles online against Murphy and Balor. Jeff Hardy cost them the titles, so that's why we're getting this matchup here tonight. Not an Extreme Rules stipulation, because Alexander Wolf wants to prove that wrestling is key, and he wants to take on Jeff Hardy just a straight-up singles match. So, Shadow, I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on both of these guys, and who do you think is going to come out the victor here?
I have 2 words. Jeff Hardy.
Okay, is that it?
Mm-hmm. That is everything I need to say.
All right, well, there is nothing else for me to say either, so we are just going to simulate this match and see who comes out on top. Oh, Alexander Wolf gets the win. All right, 3-star match.
Jesus.
3-star match. It's all right. It's okay.
Oof.
I think it's all right, though. I mean, I wasn't really expecting... This is like the match you put on the middle of the show to kind of let the crowd cool off a little bit. So, not bad. Not bad.
If that's what you say.
It was all right. I mean, listen, we came off like a couple of like big, massive matches, and Jeff Hardy, Alexander Wolf's like the cool-off match. And Alexander Wolf does get some momentum when he as he's taking on Finn Balor next episode. But next up, we have Liv Morgan cutting a charity promo. Mainly, this is happening because, once again, Liv Morgan really has nothing to do. So we figured giving her a charity promo would be nice. And it was an excellent promo. And we got 5,000 new fans. Now this is going to be the first match we're actually going to show and spectate is the Raw Women's Championship match, an Extreme Rules match. Bianca Belair defending against Raquel Gonzalez. Like I said, the match is happening. Well, no, I've said this multiple times, but this match is happening because at SummerSlam, these two had a TLC match, which Bianca Belair won, but it was I think Raquel Gonzalez was upset because she almost beat Bianca Belair, but because of, I think she landed wrong off of a ladder, which caused her to be so dazed that she couldn't even climb it. So she wanted a one-on-one match in an Extreme Rules match, but it's a match where all it takes is the 3 count and not climbing up a ladder. So, Shadow, I have to ask you, with Bianca Belair taking on Raquel Gonzalez in not a TLC match, but an Extreme Rules match, does this match favor Raquel Gonzalez? And do you think that Bianca Belair's title run is over?
I'm going to have to answer that with no. I think the momentum is on Bianca's side too heavily in this kind of situation. And Raquel I don't think she quite has whatever it is to be a champion. And I think Bianca has it in bucket loads. And it's just that pressure of being in the title match and performing to the best of your abilities and coming out on top, which is why Bianca in real life and in this has been such a dominant women's champion.
She is one. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, out of both brands, I think Bianca Belair is actually the longest reigning champion with 20 episodes as the women's champion.
Yes. So, in short terms, Bianca.
Okay. Well, I will take that, and now we're going to get set for the first match we're going to view of the night. Not our first match of the night, but we're going to get our first match out of 4 that we're going to view with Bianca Belair versus Raquel Gonzalez. Let's get it going. It's going to be very interesting. I hope the lag doesn't... it's laggy, but could be worse.
Could be a lot worse. It'll be really interesting, this match, I've got to say.
Very, very interesting. And out first, Raquel Gonzalez. Someone you could argue was very close to winning the championship at SummerSlam, but now she's getting a one-on-one match. And I think she might also be relishing in the fact, too, that Bianca Belair lost last episode to Mia Yim. So I think Raquel Gonzalez is looking for a more, how would you say it? A more, I guess that momentum's on her side. But I think that she thinks her back muscles, which I think she's going to flex for us right here, is going to improve her stance, if you will. So, there out is Raquel Gonzalez, a very intimidating figure, Shadow, if I do say so myself. Very tall.
Indeed. I mean, her back could be a very big factor into this because of the fact that you can use kendo sticks, steel chairs, sledgehammers.
That is true. But speaking of someone with weapons experience, here comes the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, just oozing confidence. And that's what you love to see in your champion, just oozing confidence, like having just this aura about her. I mean, I agree with you, very dominant. And oh, look at that, Shadow, she just told you to kiss her ass again. Take that, Smackdown.
Oh, shut up. When you beat us in the ratings, let us know.
Well, we've beaten you in the ratings before. You've just been very dominant in the ratings.
Because I have the best product.
Well, that's debatable.
Please.
And there is the championship that is going to be defended in the Extreme Rules match. A very split reaction for Raquel Gonzalez. I'm actually kind of impressed. But Louisville, Kentucky just absolutely just came unglued for Bianca Belair. Much deserved for our Raw Women's Champion. And she's just going to hand the title over to our referee. I don't even think the referee has a name, but we're just going to call him the referee.
Pete the referee.
All right, the referee's name is Pete. So Pete is holding up the Raw Women's Championship, and here we go. Match number 2 between Raquel Gonzalez and Bianca Belair, and the bell has rung. Pete has rung the bell, and now Raquel Gonzalez with oh my God, just lifting her up into a backbreaker.
Jesus Christ.
I think she just broke Bianca Belair's back to start things off. Now just going after the arm. If you can't walk or use the arm.
That's true.
God.
It looks like a very more precise attack here by Raquel.
And now going after the knee. And just going after the back again. If you can't walk or use the arm, then it's going to be an easy night for Raquel Gonzalez.
Especially with Bianca Belair's KOD, especially.
Exactly. But again, a backbreaker to Bianca Belair. This is a very dominating start here compared to SummerSlam. But, Bianca Belair saves it, sweeps the leg out from under her. And now Bianca Belair just lifting up over her shoulders. And, the knee to the back of the head. Very gruesome. And now strikes to Raquel Gonzalez. Oh, wait, go for an early cover here. Very interesting.
That's a very unorthodox cover, if I do say so myself.
It was a very interesting cover. I don't know if I would be taunting if I was Bianca Belair. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have taunted there. And again, a bunch of strikes. And now, oh, God.
Oh?
What is this? Is this
Night, Bianca.
Oh, wait, no, this is a submission hold. A gory special submission hold. I think she's looking to choke Bianca Belair out.
Ooh.
But Bianca gets out of it and turns it into an arm drag. Now Bianca Belair looking to fight out of it here, just lifting her up and just slams her into the turnbuckle. And now Bianca Belair gonna be searching for a weapon, I think. She's under the ring apron. What's she going for here? Oh, a steel chair.
Raquel's gonna be fully tested here now, especially her back strength.
Oh, here we go. This is the 2K special. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, she dropped the chair.
Oh, just throws her to the barricade, saving it.
Who's going to be the first one to retrieve the chair and to use it on their opponent?
Gonzalez again. Oh, God!
Jesus Christ.
A inverted power bomb to Bianca Belair on the floor, and oh wait, maybe no. And a chair shot to the knee. Oh wait, no, again, Bianca gets up again. Oh, here we go again.
Oh,
this is just ring psychology. Oh, and just throwing her outside. Oh no.
Oh,
bring her inside.
The strength.
And God, just slaps her on the back, knocking her down. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh! The one-arm power bomb!
1,
2! Oh, the kick out at 2! Holy crap!
If she left that any longer, Raquel would have been taking her title home.
Exactly. And Fight Forever chants from the crowd, but what a dominating performance from Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez with a Boston Crab.
The walls of Gonzalez.
Oh, is Bianca gonna tap out here?
Pete checking in on her.
No, Bianca Belair using some leg strength.
Now she's going to try and retrieve the steel chair, I believe, but Raquel...
Oh no, again, Raquel Gonzalez quickly throwing her back inside the ring. Oh no. She may be looking for
the end.
She may be looking for it again. Uh-oh. She's got her up again. Oh god!
I think that's it for Bianca.
That's over. 2. We have a new champion.
What a performance.
Raquel Gonzalez.
One of the most dominant performances in the women's division.
Holy crap, Raquel Gonzalez bouncing back.
Barely a weapon used in sight.
Raquel Gonzalez is a weapon, I guess. Bianca Belair was just absolutely ragdoll tonight. And now Raquel Gonzalez is celebrating with the Raw Women's Championship.
But will this be the end of Belair's charge for the women's title, though? Or is she going to get a rematch?
Well, the rivalry is complete, it says, but I think we got to run this back one more time at least. As Raquel Gonzalez wins the Raw Women's Championship in dominant fashion. The most dominant we've ever seen in MyGM Mode thus far. Man, oh man, what a performance. So Raquel Gonzalez is the Raw Women's Champion. The first Raw Women's Championship change in 20 episodes. And out of everybody, Raquel Gonzalez is the one to do it. I'm very impressed. Raquel Gonzalez taking advantage of her opportunity. You love to see it. And now Tegan Nox is calling out Becky Lynch. Both women are feuding because of Becky Lynch was signed to Raw. Tegan Nox doesn't like her. Tegan Nox was actually a women's tag team champion with Bayley, but then Becky Lynch cost them the women's tag titles to Sarray and Naomi. So now Tegan Nox is upset at Becky Lynch. She's calling her out for the next pay-per-view, which I think after we're going to have the rubber match at our next pay-per-view with Bianca and Raquel. So I think Tegan Nox and Becky Lynch are gonna face off in a number one contenders match at the pay-per-view to determine the next number one contender to the women's championship. So that is going to be very, very interesting. Excellent promo. The rivalry grows to a level 4 feud. You love to see it. And now it is time for our main event of the evening. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton 3 for the WWE Championship. This is a feud that has run since the beginning of MyGM Mode. Just to give everybody a little bit of a recap, their first match was at our first pay-per-view, WrestleMania Backlash in a Tables match, where Roman Reigns defeated Randy Orton. Then in episode 12, Randy Orton won the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns. And Roman was kind of feuding with The Rock, so Roman did not get his rematch at SummerSlam. So that's why we're getting this matchup here tonight at Extreme Rules. But here's the caveat, though. There's an asterisk. After tonight, whoever wins is the WWE Champion. However, whoever loses cannot get a rematch as long as that person is the champion. So if Roman Reigns wins, Randy Orton's rematch clause is no longer has a rematch clause. Randy Orton has to wait until Roman Reigns is no longer the champion to get another shot. Same thing as with Roman Reigns. If Randy Orton retains, Roman Reigns does not get a rematch against Randy Orton. He's back to the bottom of the wait list. So, Shadow, I gotta ask you, this is a very big main event for Monday Night Raw as Orton and Reigns 3. This is the rubber match, and whoever wins loses, or really whoever wins or loses here, it gets, it's going to be a big impact for the brand moving forward. So I got to ask you, Who do you think this? Who is the favorite to win here?
We all know the answer to this, because all you gotta do, raise your wands to the sky and acknowledge him as your tribal chief.
We do have a saying on Raw. The initials stand for Roman always wins. And I think Roman is going to win. I think Roman could win the championship back. Because remember, I think my theory is Roman dropped the title to Randy Orton on purpose so that way he could feud with The Rock. And now that The Rock is out of the way, Roman can once again be the head of the Monday Night Raw table. But how frustrating would it be if Randy Orton were to lose, especially after all the work he went through to even become WWE champion, to then lose it and never get a rematch? As long as Roman's the champion, Shadow. Do you think that's going to play into it?
I'd say it definitely affects their game plan coming into the match. But Roman's going to do what he's been doing for the last 2.5 years. He's going to smash Randy. He's going to leave him in a rubble so bad that his back injury will look like a bloody bruise on his arm.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Now, there's also the Murphy factor, Shadow, and I have to ask you, who do you think Murphy would rather face, Randy Orton or Roman Reigns?
That's the thing. Does Murphy even care who the champion is when he faces him?
He might not, but maybe what could play into his factoring decision is that Roman Reigns, he has defeated Roman Reigns before.
That is true.
But Roman Reigns has also beaten Murphy. So the question is, does Murphy want to face Roman Reigns knowing that he has Roman's number, or does he want to face Randy Orton, somebody who could argue is not tougher than Roman Reigns, but he's definitely more experienced and he has the RKO. So this is going to be very interesting, and I hope Roman and Randy Orton are not focusing on Murphy because they need to focus on each other. So this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup as we get set for our Extreme Rules match as Roman Reigns takes on Randy Orton for the third and final time for the WWE Championship. Let's get it going. Now here we go, our ring announcer in Louisville. WWE Championship on the line, and out first is the challenger, but he's also been undefeated since our first, well, he's not really undefeated, but he's undefeated on pay-per-view. The head of the table, Roman Reigns. And
raise your wands.
He is 3-0 on pay-per-view, but this is the first time he's going into a pay-per-view in MyGM mode as the challenger. And Roman has some match experience as well. I mean, on pay-per-view in MyGM mode, he's beaten Randy Orton in a tables match, Murphy, and he's also beaten The Rock. So Roman's got that on his side. But you also have a more focused Roman Reigns because now that he's beaten The Rock, he can now focus he can focus entirely on the championship. So, Shadow, I gotta ask you, with a newly focused Roman Reigns, does Randy Orton even stand a chance here?
That's the stupidest question I've ever heard. If you don't think Randy Orton stands a chance against anyone in that ring at any time, then you're stupid. Because Randy is one of the most technically gifted, most articulately skilled wrestlers to have ever laced up a pair of boots. And I know Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, the head of the table, the centerpiece of the island of relevancy. But Randy Orton's the Viper, the apex predator, the legend killer. And Roman Reigns right now is becoming a legend in his own right. And Orton is just going to do everyone a favor and is looking to prevent that from becoming a legend before it even gets going.
That may be true, Shadow, but the first time these two faced off in a tables match, Roman Reigns literally obliterated Randy Orton. So I guess maybe I should just restate. Do you think Randy Orton, even though he has a fighting chance, does he have is there a possibility that Randy Orton could come out the champion, especially in an Extreme Rules match stipulation?
Yes. We've seen many times Randy will go to any lengths to keep that title around his waist. And if I'm not wrong, before that match, the last time those two faced off in real life was 2014 SummerSlam. So it's been nearly 8 long years since those two collided. And Roman, his skill set is used to overpowering someone very quickly and very effectively. And Orton, whilst he is the Apex Predator, he wasn't ready for that. But now that he's had time to dwell on it and to really let it sink into the venom that he has within him, and the voices have conferred within his soul, the only thing that Randy Orton and Roman Reigns will be leaving on tonight is going to be on a stretcher, because these two are going to tear each other apart, and they're going to take it to the limit.
Well, let's hope that is the case, because these two have been at each other's throats. Roman even cost Randy Orton a tag match, and Randy Orton, and I will say this too, the last time these two faced off against one another in GM mode, Randy Orton actually pinned Roman Reigns. And tonight, Randy has to pin Roman, or Roman has to pin Randy to win the championship. There's no tables matches, no TLC matches. It's a straight up Extreme Rules. And Louisville just not liking Roman Reigns.
When you don't acknowledge the tribal chief,
he's the multiversal god.
He'll make you acknowledge him by making an example out of that man there, Randy Orton, the 15-time world champion.
He is a 15-time world champ in MyGM Mode.
So let's see who can handle this better.
You have the experience of both men, two different individuals. Randy Orton coming off a hell of a TLC match against Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. But Roman Reigns also coming off a big win over The Rock. And we have to have our bow tie referee for the main event. I don't really have a name for him, but here's a championship on the line.
Go on, Adrian, with the belt.
Adrian, the bow tie referee. Here we go. And now Roman quickly going after... Oh, wait a minute. I thought... Oh, God, he might be looking for a jackhammer early. And Reigns with a jackhammer.
Cover already.
No, a kick out at 1. That was smart by Reigns to go for an early cover, but again, he should know better that Orton's tougher than he looks, and just like, oh my God, just shoving his back of his head down into the apron. Oh, Randy Orton with strikes.
Oh, Roman just intercepted there.
Again.
But thinking about it, these two guys have had very similar careers, both making their names in a legendary faction, both having some legendary careers in their own rights, main event in multiple WrestleManias, both winning the Royal Rumble, both having just really similar careers, both Hall of Fame careers as well. I know Roman's still pretty much in the peak of his powers, but you've got to say Roman has cemented himself as a Hall of Famer already, whilst Randy probably cemented himself as a Hall of Famer in 2012.
That is true. And Randy Orton is finally back in control of this matchup.
That's the one thing you don't want for either of these men.
Oh, suplex. I like that these two are not going for weapons early on. I think they're just trying to see... They're trying to gauge how tough... Oh, steel chair here.
Never mind.
We saw. Oh wait, no. Randy Orton's gonna wedge the chair into the corner. Wait a minute.
Oh, Roman.
What the hell was he doing there? That's very inappropriate. Oh, and a T-bone suplex.
I can't believe Roman was fondling himself in front of the crowd. Come on.
Listen, there's a time and place to do that, Roman. It's not here. Oh,
is that who you want as your champion?
Well, do what you want to do on your own time, Roman, all right? Oh, the Orton stop. Cover by Orton, 2. No, a kick out of 2.5.
Roman Orton looking exposed by Randy tonight.
Very exposed. Oh, wait, no. I think Randy's going to put Roman somewhere, but Roman with a counter. And now he's going to put Randy Orton on his shoulders, and now it just sucker punches him right in the face. Good grief. Oh, wait, no, again.
You've got to always be thinking about that chair, though, in the corner.
Oh,
who's going to put it in there first?
On the top turnbuckle. Oh, Randy Orton with a bunch of... Just kick him in the midsection. Oh, wait. Randy Orton going to place Roman into the corner. Oh, maybe looking to go up top for that super RKO. Oh, wait. Reigns going for another jackhammer.
Reigns has surely got to see something in this move that we don't.
Cover by Reigns again. Look at... Oh, no, a 2 count that time. And now Reigns going for the grounded pound now. Oh, and Orton's busted open. Oh, Reigns taking the chair out of the middle turnbuckle. I think Reigns is looking for Randy Orton to get up here. Oh, wait, maybe went for a chair. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with the chairs in this game, but... Oh, a swinging neck breaker. Oh, but this time Randy Orton going to the outside of the ring, but Roman is going to follow him out there. Randy Orton with a punch to the gut. Oh, Randy Orton's going to put Reigns on top of his shoulder with a neck breaker on the floor. Now Randy Orton just staring at Roman Reigns. I think that he's listening to the voices in his head there as he's picking up Roman Reigns. He's going to throw him into the steel steps. And now Randy Orton looking under... Oh, looking for a kendo stick. Oh, God, a stick... Oh, and again a kendo stick to the face. Oh, wait, went for another shot. Oh, wait, Reigns went for the Superman punch, but Randy Orton quickly got into the ring. Oh, kick to the midsection. Oh, went for the RKO. Oh, my God, and it powers into the power slam. What a counter.
Very tightly contested so far between these two.
And punches to the face by Roman Reigns, and now he's going for the chair again. Oh, to the back. Oh, now he's going to wedge the chair into that corner. Oh, wait! Oh! Guillotine!
Is this it?
Reigns got Orton into the guillotine! What's Orton going to do here? Is he going to tap or pass?
Orton's out!
He passed. Is Orton out? 1, 2! No, to kick out of 2!
Orton played the long game there. Jeez.
I think he was trying to reserve some energy there. Oh, but he quickly gets knocked out with a Superman punch. Oh, no.
This is surely it.
It's over.
This is Roman Reigns in God mode.
Spear!
Roman Reigns in God mode, and we will have a new WWE champion.
Roman Reigns, hook of the leg, and Roman Reigns is the WWE champion.
Roman Reigns just looked like he was in flow state tonight. Just nothing stopping him.
Dominant. Like, that was a very good match. And Roman Reigns, using his supernatural powers, brings the championship into the ring. And Roman Reigns is back on top of the Monday Night Raw division. What a match. And with that, that's Monday Night Raw's main event, and that was the last time Roman Reigns and Randy Orton will face each other for that title. And now Roman Reigns has to contend with Murphy at our next pay-per-view. Man, I gotta say, you gotta feel bad for Randy Orton, but take nothing away from him. He fought out of everything. He even kicked out, and we thought he passed out from the guillotine. But no, it was once again Randy Orton, just Roman Reigns, continuing his undefeated streak on pay-per-view. And now he is the first two-time WWE champion of MyGM Mode. What a valiant effort from both. What's up, Charlie? Nice to see you.
Like I said, for start match, you don't acknowledge the tribal chief. He's going to make you acknowledge him by making an example out of the 15-time world champion.
He did make an example. I gotta say, Monday Night Raw tonight, I think it did really well.
Not bad.
Very, very good. We have two new champions. So far, Extreme Rules going really, really well for Monday Night Raw. I'm very interested to see how SmackDown's gonna fare. So let's get right into it. Yes, the first match of the night is the SmackDown Women's Championship match in the Extreme Rules. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Shadow, give us a little bit of background on why this match is happening.
So, Rhea won the title off of Shayna at SummerSlam, which ended their feud. And Asuka just felt like Rhea was being handed everything on a silver platter at SmackDown. So she wanted to stop the spoon feeding, and she wanted to cement herself as the top champion on SmackDown. Obviously, Rhea has objected to this, and she's willing to go leaps and bounds to prove Asuka wrong. Thus, why they are contesting inside of, in an Extreme Rules match. So it's really a question of, is Asuka right? Or is Rhea Ripley just that damn good?
I don't know. I mean, Rhea Ripley is a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion after all. And Rhea Ripley, I mean, despite some injuries, though, I mean, you gotta have to say, out of all the women thus far in MyGM Mode, she's definitely a standout. I mean, she was SmackDown Women's Champion for a good chunk of time before Shayna Baszler beat her. So, I mean, it's just a question of, can Asuka outfight Rhea Ripley? That's the question. I think she can.
Well, all I'm going to say is that there's one way to find out.
Indeed. Let's see who retains. Oh, no!
Oh!
4.5 stars as Asuka's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. You know, I'm kind of seeing a pattern when it comes to the SmackDown titles on pay-per-view. But I'll get into my theory when we get to the main event. But Asuka's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Shadow, what do you think about this? Is it because Rhea's just hurt and Rhea needs some time off that she dropped the belt? Or did Asuka just beat her fair and square here?
All I can say is well done, Asuka.
Okay,
that's all I can say.
We'll leave it at that then. We got Shayna Baszler calling out Mandy Rose. Shadow, give us a little bit of background on what's going on with these two.
To be honest, who knows? They still haven't told me what's wrong between the two. And they just keep getting into it every week on SmackDown, and I'm still trying to figure out why that is. So maybe it might come out what's happened between these two in the next couple of weeks, but for right now, they just want to tear each other's heads apart.
Very, Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm kind of intrigued to see how this will play out going as the season progresses between these two. Next up, we have Braun Strowman versus Rey Mysterio. Shadow, give us a little bit of background, because these two have been feuding for quite a bit. So, why are these two even feuding right now? Is it because Braun doesn't like the flippy wrestlers, or is it because Braun just wants to beat up Rey Mysterio? Like, what's the deal here?
Well, we all know that Braun isn't really a fan of indie wrestlers, and Rey Mysterio, being a student of Lucha Libre, just wants to make Braun eat his words at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens between these two tonight. But the victor will be well deserved.
I mean, Rey Mysterio is the giant killer, so I think Rey Mysterio, has the experience edge over Braun Strowman. So I think this is going to be very interesting to see how this feud is going to conclude here. So let's see how everything goes. Braun Strowman gets a win over Rey Mysterio. 3.5 star for Braun and Rey.
Not
Braun
bad
Strowman
match.
beats Rey Mysterio. Rivalry is complete. God, you can love to see it on SmackDown. Then we have Mandy Rose cutting a role change promo. Why is she cutting a role change here, Shadow? Is Mandy Rose just turning over a new leaf here for...
I'm going to be honest, it's just so that when they have a match, it gets better ratings.
Okay, well, I like that explanation. So we're just going to go with it. So Mandy Rose
Yep.
is the babyface, so there you go, guys.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, well, speaking of matches we're going to view, the next match we're going to view, the third of 4, is Seth Rollins, taking on the young up-and-comer Shawn Michaels.
Yes, a young up-and-comer.
Shadow, give us some background to the people who have not seen what's been transpiring over the last number of episodes between Seth and Shawn, and hell, even you are involved in this. So, give us a little bit of background on what's happening.
Weirdly enough, I am. So this storyline has pretty much been going from the first episode. So Seth versus Drew in the initial episode of GM Mode had a title match for the Universal title. Seth won. Seth then wanted to feud with Montez. Montez got the title. Seth got it back. And then Seth had a new challenger in terms of Drew McIntyre again after Drew beat, I believe it was Cena as well. He beat.
I think it was Samoa Joe.
Was it Joe? Oh yeah, it was, because they were just flip flopping. It all gets confusing in this, but it'll make sense. So then Seth and Drew kind of get it on. Seth's kind of taking little digs at me. He's kind of trying to force my hand, if you will, to ensure he's the champion and stays the face of SmackDown. Drew wins at SummerSlam. Seth calls me out after the show. I say that if he can't beat Cena and Michaels, who are in a number one contenders match for Drew's title, then he'd be suspended. Cena beat Michaels, so Shawn would face Seth, and Cena would start things off with Drew. Seth then lost to Shawn, which means he got suspended. Seth came back a week later, cost Shawn the match against Samoa Joe, I believe. And then Shawn, ever since, has been wanting vengeance on Seth. I've lifted Seth's suspension for now so that he can face Shawn Michaels at this pay-per-view. And we've done a deal where I've lifted his suspension as long as he is the captain for my team at Survivor Series.
You know, it's really hard not to feel... I actually feel really bad for Seth Rollins. First of all, he's a sledgehammer victim. He literally got hit with a sledgehammer 12 times in one match. He then gets cost his Universal title, then gets suspended. This poor guy cannot catch a break. I mean, for the face of SmackDown, he's not really treated very well. But I have to say Seth Rollins needs to beat Shawn Michaels here, or else It's not gonna. I feel like this could be a Montez Ford thing where after he loses the title, he's gonna lose to Shawn. I hope that's not the case because poor Seth needs a win, big time. So, God, let's hope that Seth Rollins wins here. So, yeah. So let's get right into it. Seth Rollins versus Shawn Michaels. You could argue this is a dream match, even though we've already seen it before. But Seth Rollins and Shawn Michaels, who is going to come out on top here? Let's find out. Here we go. We're back in Louisville, Kentucky for the Smackdown side of things. And kicking things off in Louisville, Kentucky is Seth freaking Rollins, who's telling us to embrace the vision.
Here he is.
Not a very popular guy in Kentucky, it seems. You know, I think this crowd needs to be a little bit more appreciative of this man.
It's Seth Rollins. He's going to do what he does every night.
That is true.
It down.
I guess I don't even know what Seth Rollins did in Kentucky. Did he just say in a backstage promo before this that like Kentucky sucks or something?
Nope.
Well, then I wonder what the hell he's done in Kentucky to really make him hate him. And what Seth Rollins has really done to deserve all this hate on SmackDown. Like, this man gets obliterated with a sledgehammer 1 week, and then the next week he's suspended.
Yep.
I think it's a little unfair, and I think it's even more unfair that wrestlers like Shawn Michaels are getting pay-per-view time.
I'll just say this for Seth Rollins. He's going through trials and tribulations now. But when he gets out of it, and he gets to the other side, it'll all be worth it.
Let's hope so, but Shawn Michaels coming out here, he even got a win over Seth Rollins. So, I mean...
What can I say? The young up-and-comers always get a chance on SmackDown.
Oh, they all do, especially talents like John Cena, Shawn Michaels, the Outsiders.
Yep. Gotta keep the old guys on their toes, right?
You have to. But Shawn Michaels is out here. He's pointing up to the crowd. He's giving up a little bit of a clap. Very Kentucky likes Shawn Michaels.
Who doesn't like Shawn Michaels?
Very fair.
I mean, if you don't like Shawn Michaels, you're either deaf, stupid, or both.
Exactly, and there's some burn it down chance. Kentucky needs to figure out if they like Seth Rollins or not, as now Shawn Michaels going to outmaneuver Seth Rollins here. Oh, a nice springboard back elbow from Shawn Michaels. Oh, and Shawn Michaels with a bunch of strikes to Seth Rollins. Both wearing the same colors here. And an elbow drop from Shawn Michaels. Not the top rope elbow, but just an elbow drop. Oh, another one.
Obviously, this is Extreme Rules, so you're probably wondering, why is this an Extreme Rules match? These two guys just want to put on a wrestling match. And whilst there is animosity between the two, there's nothing that beats a good old wrestling match between two of the greatest of their generations.
That is true. Oh, but Seth Rollins, though, ripcord knee strike.
Already pulling out the big moves against the guy that's short.
With a frog splash.
Seth teaching these up-and-comers how to do moves.
First cover of the matchup, Pete. And a 2 count. Oh, wait, no, that's not Pete.
That's Angelo Dawkins.
Oh, my God. He's in a match later on tonight.
What's he doing? Did Angelo Dawkins beat up Pete, the referee?
He might have.
Seth.
Oh!
Ooh. Very good sequence there between the two.
Both men just can't get anything going here. Oh, wait, no. These two are evenly matched. Fisherman suplex.
Sean
just
rented the
trying
arm
to pull the arm out of his socket.
To be fair, that could deteriorate the effectiveness of the pedigree in
Very
later
true.
matches.
Oh, again a springboard back elbow.
Sean
Oh,
knows all too well
again.
about that pedigree from his best friend Triple H,
And
who is
another elbow drop.
which, to be fair, Triple H's protege Seth Rollins and his best friend Shawn Michaels going at it. Heard nothing from the guy.
No. Well, I mean, he is busy, so I mean...
But it's his best friend and his protege. I mean, obviously you'd feel somewhere about it.
Oh, a chop block to the knee. Very true.
I've looked at my messages. I've got nothing from Triple H. Have you heard from him?
No. I mean, if he did, I would hope it'd be about the raise he's going to give me.
Oh, shut up. The only raise you'll get is not even is your money, not even the ratings.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh!
Ooh.
Wait a minute! Shawn Michaels was going to get up there. It looked like he hit him with black... Wait, no. Seth Rollins... Wait a minute. What? Okay. Oh, no. Not even a 1 count. Seth just wasted too much time. A punch to the face. Oh, just a bunch of strikes.
Combo that and another one.
Knee. And again.
High risk.
Seth Rollins is going up top again. Look for the Phoenix Splash. Oh, he got him.
Cover.
Cover again. 2. Throw a 3.
No need for a curb stomp or a pedigree. Sean is down for that count. And he's just laughing it off like he just...
What a win.
Now, you want to say there's some dominant performances. That was one of them.
It was a dominant performance. I mean, he didn't even need the curb stop. All he needed was a Phoenix Splash.
A good performance as well, though, from Seth.
Very good.
Between Seth and Shawn.
Also a good performance from Shawn Michaels as well.
But Seth, that old age experience against the young up-and-comers here always ends out well.
Absolutely, as Seth Rollins gets a big win here at Extreme Rules. Hopefully this can bounce him back into title contention at some point, but...
But where does this leave Seth Rollins?
The great question, and we'll hopefully find out soon. As that was our third match. I would say that was a pretty solid matchup between Seth Rollins and Shawn Michaels. 3-star match, though. I think it was a little better than that, but I can't argue with what the wrestling journalists have to say. We have Samoa Joe out here cutting an advertising promo. He's not looking too happy to be here. Well, what's he advertising, Shadow? Is he advertising the pay-per-view? Is he going to be advertising a product, a movie?
Samoa Joe, right? He's got a challenge coming up. So on the next episode of Smackdown, he's going to be facing a mystery opponent. He won't have time to prepare. And yeah, that's all he's advertising. He's just trying to get a feel of who could be his opponent next episode.
Very true. Very interesting. He does get some money though, which you like to see. Next up we have the Outsiders versus the Street Profits. Shadow, give us the background of why this match is happening here.
So as we all saw at SummerSlam, the Outsiders defeated the Undisputed Era to retain the tag titles. I believe it was to retain. And then after that, they need new challengers. We saw a one-off combination of Matt Riddle and Samoa Joe, also known as Samoa Bro. They fell short, Samoa Joe fought Matt Riddle's blame. They're currently in a feud, yada, yada, yada. But the Street Profits did win. Unfortunately, Scott Hall was on a break, so we couldn't really get anything going for this feud. But that's okay, because at the next pay-per-view, that means that we'll have another match between the two to really settle this feud. But this is going to be the first of many grudge matches between the four men here.
But I have to ask you, though, Shadow, what the hell was Montez Ford's deal last episode, where Montez Ford literally just didn't even help Dawkins and didn't even break up the pin? What the hell happened there?
Strategical. Get the match over done quicker, then they can just focus on the actual title match.
But also imagine being Montez Ford, though. I mean, going from being the Universal Champion, the top guy in SmackDown, to back to the mid-card in a tag team. Do you think that has also played into his decision? Is he, like, frustrated that he's not, like, in the world title picture at the moment?
I think he needs to learn how to handle being at the top of the mountain. And right now, going for the tag titles is going to be the best way that he can learn to do that. Because I realised whilst he was fighting Seth, it was probably too soon for him to become the champion. So let him have a bit of time to build up his career, to build up his confidence, to build up his maturity in matches like this. And then we will see him back at the top against the likes of Drew, Cena, and Seth Rollins.
Indeed. But if Montez Ford wins, I believe he'll be the first one in MyGM Mode to win both of the available championships on their brand. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top here. So let's find out who wins this TLC match. The Outsiders retain. Ooh, 4-star
That's an amazing match.
Okay, good stuff. Tag rivalry went up to level 2. The Outsiders retain. All right, first, I think, like, so far, both tag team champions have retained their belts.
And both women's championships have changed hands.
That is true, but could both men's championships change hands? We'll get to that in a second. But first, we're getting a charity promo from The Undertaker. Wow. These young talent just keep popping up out of nowhere on SmackDown.
I know. Our scouting system's great.
You know, Monday Night Raw's system is pretty good too. I mean, we only focus on the up-and-coming talent.
Yeah. Why have your last title matches been Randy Orton, who's in his 40s, Bobby Lashley, who's in his 40s, and then Roman Reigns, who's nearing his 40s?
Well, I mean, you got to have established names at the beginning, but over time, once you get some built-up young guys...
All I'm hearing is excuses.
Well, The Undertaker's cutting a charity promo. Is he going to have... Oh, good promo. 5,000 fans. I may have excuses, but you know what? I'm going to stick to them. So, main event time for SmackDown, and it is the Universal Championship Extreme Rules match. The Universal Champion Drew McIntyre making his first title defense against John Cena. Shadow, give us a little bit of background on how this match came to be.
So it's pretty much linked with the Seth and Shawn feud. Cena and Montez Ford faced at SummerSlam in the first of two semi-final matches. Cena and Ford were in a big feud. That was Ford's time to really cement himself as a main eventer. And that's when I realized Montez was it was too early for him to go there. So Cena won. And then it was RVD and Shawn Michaels in the other match. Shawn Michaels beat RVD, and RVD will be fighting next episode. First time back since SummerSlam. And then it was Cena versus Shawn Michaels in the main event of the SmackDown after SummerSlam, Cena beat Michaels in a very convincing fashion as he knocked him out and then pinned him. And then since then, Cena and Drew have been going at it tooth and nail. Drew does currently have the number up on Cena, as he did beat him in a non-title match to determine the stipulation. Drew was pushing for a TLC match, but then I had to kind of come in and change it at the last minute due to the fact that our main title matches, I wanted them to be Extreme Rules to match the gimmick pay-per-view. But it doesn't mean this is going to be the end of Drew McIntyre and John Cena. Or is it? Because there is also a clause that we've forgotten in the Drew-Seth feud, is that Seth can challenge for the title after Drew loses it. So if Cena wins, Seth can come back into the title picture, and then you've got 3 guys fighting for the title, and it's going to be very interesting to see. So obviously Seth's going to have a side in this, but is Drew, who has the numbers up on Cena, really going to let down his guard against the 16-time world champion looking to break Ric Flair's record? He might have a new attitude, which has rubbed the fans a certain way, but you can argue Cena's more popular than ever. But then you have Drew McIntyre, the top face of SmackDown, who is on the form of his life right now.
Well, also, you should also factor in, Shadow, that when it comes to these pay-per-views, the Universal Championship always changes hands on pay-per-view. So, is history on Cena's side?
Now, I can't answer that. But you know what can answer it?
What's that?
You pressing that spectate button.
Fair enough. All right, main event time for Extreme Rules. Cena, McIntyre. Who is coming out the Universal Champion? Let's find out. It's going to be a good one.
Well, I hope so.
Here we go with Louisville, Kentucky for the main event. Greg Hamilton.
Gregory, my guy.
The Horror Show. Well, it's just Extreme Rules, but the Horror Show. And now here comes, like Shadow said, the 16-time world champion who could break the record tonight against Drew McIntyre. John Cena. Even though he's kind of a jerk now, he's a heel, but he still says never give up. What an inspirational man.
Bloody. I hope in 2K23 they'll let us customize the attires.
Oh, I hope so.
In GM mode, because then this would be so much easier. I could have Cena in his all blacked out attire and, swagging it up.
He is, but you know what? You could still argue that he could be a heel in this persona. Like, him being oblivious and just being like this happy-go-lucky guy despite being a jerk now. Or a dick.
But the crowds love him more than ever. With his new attitude. Because we heard at SummerSlam, the pop for him was massive.
And we got a huge pop for him tonight, so...
Yeah. And in those last 2 pay-per-views, he was facing some of the top faces on SmackDown with Montez Ford and Drew McIntyre.
That is true. And speaking of Drew McIntyre, here comes the Universal Champion, Drew McIntyre.
Scottish Warrior. One half of the Banger Bros.
Not that Banger Bros, but the other one.
Exactly.
Who's got the sword.
Angela. And he's about to pierce the heart of the facade of John Cena.
You know, I didn't think we were going to have the room for the pyro, but I guess we had to make do. So Drew McIntyre, who's had a pretty solid start to his title run, I hope it does not get cut short here, thanks to SmackDown main event shenanigans, where the champion drops the title after only a few episodes. Because Drew McIntyre, After his match with Cena on SmackDown, he really showed his toughness. I mean, even his kilt matches the title, so I hope Drew McIntyre actually retains here and becomes the first Universal Champion to actually retain on pay-per-view.
Can the curse of the universe be broken tonight by the Scottish Warrior?
God, I hope so.
Or will Hollywood Cena break the curse and also break the record of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair?
Woo!
Who is also watching backstage tonight in anticipation of Cena winning.
Please tell me that Ric Flair's not coming out of retirement on SmackDown.
No, he's just coming.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because that would have been really concerning.
Yeah. Currently in the back, sitting next to me and Stephanie.
Listen to this crowd. Cena chants.
Maybe Cena's just figured out a way to get the crowd on his side with his new persona. Because clearly something's working with this.
I think so.
Maybe the crowd just kind of got bored of Cena just being this happy guy. They just wanted to see him have a bit of bite back.
Exactly.
But there's no one with a bigger bark and bite than the Universal Champion, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre, the third superstar on SmackDown besides Seth Rollins and Montez Ford to hold that Universal Championship in MyGM Mode. Can John Cena become the fourth, or will Drew McIntyre break this curse on the championship as he takes on John Cena tonight? And I believe that is Pete, our referee.
Oh, he's back. Angelo Dawkins got out of his attire.
Oh, McIntyre. Oh!
Oh, starting strong.
A low down to start off this matchup, but Cena going to counter the grounded pound with his own grounded pound.
You got to think, if Drew wins this, it's got to be the biggest win of his career, surely. Besides from maybe Brock at Mania.
It would have to be. And Michinoku driver.
Both men started strong, but Drew has the upper hand so far.
He does.
They just need to remember it's Extreme Rules, so weapons are allowed.
Cena with the block. Now, Snake Eyes on Cena.
Cover already by Drew.
One? No, just a one count. Drew McIntyre, better start than on SmackDown where Cena was in control. This time, McIntyre elbow drop from the top rope.
Just like you said, McIntyre needs to make sure he stays in control because Cena lost on SmackDown and Drew took advantage. But
again, McIntyre just... Oh, but this time Cena with a clothesline into the corner. Now kick to the back. Oh, but a kick to the head again.
If I was Cena, I'd start to focus on the legs of McIntyre to prevent the damage of the Claymore.
Oh my god. Speaking of dominance, McIntyre again a cover, but again a kick out at one.
Super Cena back in full swing.
Oh my god. Oh, McIntyre.
Already?
Future Shock.
Future Shock DDT.
Oh.
And here we go.
This might be a short main event here. Claymore.
McIntyre with the Claymore. Cena busted open.
2. Well, he breaks the curse.
And he beat Cena in under 3 minutes.
That was a squash match if I ever seen one. So
Roman
McIntyre...
Roman may be your champion, but is he as dominant as Drew McIntyre, who just put a beating on John Cena in under 3 minutes and has probably cemented himself as the most dominant champion? Because no one could do that to John.
We're like, he's only been champion for a little bit, but McIntyre's already better than both Rollins and Montez Ford's championship runs. I mean, retaining it against John Cena is one thing, but being the first to retain it on pay-per-view, That's big.
And doing it in under 3 minutes against a 16-time world champion in a 4.5-star match.
4.5 star? Really? I mean,
The shock factor of Drew just dominating. Like, that was a Brock Lesnar-esque performance on Cena.
Okay, so that was the end of Extreme Rules. What a display from Drew McIntyre, as he's now still the Universal Champion. But now we have to answer the question, who is now on top after Extreme Rules? We need to find out.
To be fair, right now, if we did do a proper Survivor Series, we could be having a rerun of Drew and Roman right now.
Very true. And that would be a really interesting match to see between McIntyre and Reigns. So McIntyre retains the championship. Now it's time to look at the statistics and see how each brand did. Ooh, okay. This is I think we tied again.
It's very even.
It's really even. Like I think it is. I think we're basically matching. I mean, other than the first two matches, which really it's flip-flopped, we tied on the other three matches.
I'd say I might have just edged it because my opener was better than my mid card.
That is true, but I think this is going to be really close. It's going to be really close. So so first mid card outperformed the opener. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But let's see how SmackDown did. Amazing booking. So your booking was great through and through. Raw just had a really bad opening. But not really bad, but just not a great opener. But it's still relatively close. So just to give everybody a recap who hasn't seen it yet, Balor and Murphy retained the Raw Tag Titles against Heavy Machinery in a tables match. Keith Lee defeated Robert Roode in an Extreme Rules match. Alexander Wolf defeated Jeff Hardy. Raquel Gonzalez is the new Raw Women's Champion. And Roman Reigns has regained the WWE Championship from Randy Orton. And on the SmackDown side, Asuka's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Braun Strowman defeats Rey Mysterio. Seth Rollins gets a win over Shawn Michaels. The Outsiders retained against the Street Profits. And Drew McIntyre retained against John Cena.
In under 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes. So, here we go.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Ooh, show quality B. We got 178,000 new fans. We got a little bit of money, not a whole lot. Now, the question is, am I number 1 or number 2?
Yes!
Still number 2. But how off am I, though? That's the question. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be tense. Match quality A.
Oh, I've bridged the gap there.
Match card A ratings. Got more money. You definitely have more fans. But now I want to compare and contrast, see how many. Ooh, off by 6,000 though, but it's still close though. It's still really close.
Like I said, if you'd switched those first two matches around, I think it would have been incredibly close.
I think you're right, but even then though, we're still relatively like neck and neck here.
But yeah, again, your boys on top, baby.
But for how long will you remain on top though?
Roman Reigns may be raising those ones, but he might have to start raising those twos because he's the twos and we the word, baby.
That may be true, but at the same time though, I'm happy with how the show turned out. It actually both shows I think did really well.
Exactly.
So I am happy about how that turned out. But now we need to see what our next pay-per-view we're building up towards going into episode 25, which is the halfway point. So we're going to check that real quick. 4 weeks until Clash of Champions.
That's going to be a fun pay-per-view, I think. Surely every title has to be on the line, right?
It may be the case, but however, it depends on what happens between Murphy and
Roman.
Balor, because Murphy gets the title match after Roman does. Or no, well, I guess he gets his title opportunity at Clash of Champions, so we'll see how that happens. But we also got to figure out who's going to be the number one contender after Murphy, because the number one contenders tournament is happening very soon.
We've also got to figure out Drew McIntyre's new challenger. And who's going to step up?
Because after Cena's performance, I don't think he's going to get another opportunity. That was probably the most convincing loss ever.
And who can go up against Drew after a performance like that? I mean, that was absolutely dominant. I know Gonzalez had a dominant performance, but Jesus, that was Goldberg, Brock Lesnar-esque, that. But yeah, there's a lot of questions after this pay-per-view. Where does Randy Orton lie? What's going to happen to Seth and Shawn? Who's Drew and... who's Drew's new challenger? Who's going to be challenging Asuka? Because Rhea's going to be taking some time off now. Questions like these are the ones that really excite the fans.
Indeed.
But just one question. How does it feel to lose again? Ladies and gentlemen, your boy's on top once again, where I am always and will always be. No one can stop me. Try if you dare, fail if you must. But you are the twos, and we the ones. Success has never tasted so sweet. Just wondering where that boy's gone.
Sorry about that. My audio disconnected because of I stopped my share play. Yes. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for tonight. We did finish up our pay-per-view, and we are now building up towards Clash of the Champions, which will be happening in a couple of episodes. So we're going to have to start building up to it. So, yeah, I think we're done. We'll be back with episode 25 for Clash of the Champions. And we're going to be building up towards then. I'm actually going to let Shadow tell everybody where they can find him at. So, Shadow, where can they find you at?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Shadow Hunter. You can also find me on Twitter at PF Shadow Hunter. And you can also find me here very regularly doing this GM mode and just having a blast with it, to be honest. I know it's very bare bone, but we've definitely made the most out of it, and it's just turned into this massive thing, this massive series.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's a lot more coming, guys. Implementing Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Going to be doing our Survivor Series 4v4, which, by the way, we do have a stipulation for that, which we will let you know of in later time. But trust me, it is a big stipulation that could change the complexity of both brands.
Indeed. And you guys could actually find me. Actually, later tonight, we're going to be, me and a couple of other people will be reviewing Batman Hush. Because we're finishing up the DC Animated Movie Universe reviews. You'll probably find me on the Bad Batch Roundtable whenever it happens. You can find me on the Hangout on Wednesdays on the Basco Scenarios channel. You can find me on Anime Talk on Tuesdays, Zach Daxiola's channel. We're going to be reviewing Scream 5. And basically everywhere in between. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We sure did, and we'll be back sooner rather than later for our next pay-per-view, Clash of the Champions. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. This is the Austin Hitter signing out. Peace.
Peace.